Alright, so last time, session 185.
Really?
Yeah, last time was session 185.
Damn.
Yeah, we've been doing this a while, guys. In preparation for the days ahead, you guys did some errands. Demeter went shopping for the group because she needed to get some shit in town anyway. Melanie and Raine spoke to Shaddoc, explained to her, hey, you're gonna have to go live with your uncle for a while in
Mystery location.
someplace that's not called Bel Air, unfortunately. Yeah, and explain world
I mean,
ending
it
stuff.
could be.
It could be. There could be a Bel Air here. Who knows?
You're in charge of the world, DM.
I mean, do you want Darryl to live in the town of Bel Air, Lynn?
Silence.
Well, I was hoping they would travel. I was hoping they would be traveling around, but I feel like they should definitely go through the town of Bellare.
That doesn't fit in the song.
Darryl can make some. He'll figure it out. He's a musician.
It's on brand for Darryl to, not have a song that has good lyrics, so.
The Guardians had stopped by the keep, answered a few questions to you guys, aka why Ishala had seething hatred for the people of Inculta, which was explained. Also, you guys talked about the possibility of separating O1 using key, which was a decent solution in Binta's point of view, because they had access. Well, they don't have access, but they know about these circles of transformation. Oh, by the way, Pillar probably was an old one because they found the circle of transformation that might have turned him from an old one to all ever-loving, peaceful light god. But that's no problem at all. You guys talked about the Einfelder for a little bit. Knowing since they were the originals who entrapped Yabink, the old one that was trapped eons and eons ago, who controlled the Minotaur, manipulated the Minotaurs to do his evil bidding. You found out the original Einfelder consisted of Maliki, Crassus, Tamara, and Sindor. You did know two people. Well, you did know three. That family's dead now. You know two other families who have the blood of Sindor and or Maliki going through their veins. So you guys headed down to Dighton to pay the Night Wells a visit. Unfortunately, they didn't really have too much information, so you tried like a divination call with Maliki. She gave you a brief, bare bones explanation about how each of them helped bind an old one. Wasn't that helpful? You found out that a Godwin researcher from Robur was studying the cult of Croesus. Asked Belzor and Lynn, hey, can you go visit him and see if he knows anything? Turns out he's been kidnapped by said cult he was researching. That's really
gotta go rescue his ass now.
So yeah, when you asked, when you asked, is there something you two can handle? They kind of were like, not really. So yeah, that's where we left off. What would you guys like to do?
We need to get information from Belzor and Lynn on any locations that if we have any idea where this cult is.
I believe they gave us a
distinct
did we already location. Get that? It was in the mountains to the north of Robur.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I guess we just need to go over there and fuck shit up.
Yeah, I mean, before we go, I'll send a sending to the other team that's supposed to be meeting us at the keep and say, hey, you can take your time a little bit. We have to go take care of a, saving somebody errand, essentially. We'll let you know when we're back.
We were still gonna go to see the Allard family, right? Though I think
Yeah, we were going to take care of that before we, do
before
some more
we
continent hopping.
yeah. So real quick, we're en route. I believe it's me, Melanie, and Raine on team. Go talk to the nobles.
Yes, I believe that is so.
Um, sorry, my brain just like completely blanked. So I think I would send a sending to the Allards to see, like, are you home first and foremost before we start?
Did you want to contact Duke Hamilton or Duchess Magnolia?
Magnolia.
Okay. Uh, is the message just "Are you home?" or is it like "Are you home? Can we visit?" or "Are you busy?"
Yeah,
Okay.
that
okay.
one. It's more like, hey, we've got something important. We need to talk to you about. Can we meet you at your
You up?
estate?
Where you at?
Yeah. You up? Where you at?
You up? Booty call.
Hmm.
She does respond. She says, "We are available to talk if you need to. We'll be at home. Just come by when at your earliest convenience."
All right.
Knocks on door. Hi, we're here.
Yeah, exactly. It's the earliest convenience right now.
It's like when in campaign 2 they kept forgetting to message what's his
Yeah.
name every time they used his tower for a teleportation circle.
Yeah, and then Jester would say something about like, "Oh, so we're going here now," and now it would be like, "What are you doing?" Yeah, so unless we have any other business here in Vox. No, Dighton. We're in Dighton. Right? We're in Dighton.
Yes.
Okay. Then I guess we go to the Allards.
Okay. Yeah. Sure.
For a quick. I mean, given that Maliki wasn't that helpful in terms of information she could give us, I don't think Tilda's terribly hopeful
Optimistic?
optimistic about any Sindor information. But I do remember the Allards had like a hall of tapestries and art about their family, right?
Mm-hmm.
I think it was them.
Yeah,
had
I remember that being
something like that.
described, and they had like a really sick ass tapestry.
Right. Yeah. So I think Tilda wants to go check that out. More in particularly, see if there's any hints to anything that we can glean at all about either the relic that Sindor held or the ritual they did to put which old one was it? I'm sorry.
Yablick.
Yeblink away. Or anything that might be helpful at all.
Yeah. Sure. Michelle, kind of sensing you guys are gonna leave pretty soon. gives you a hug,
Mm-hmm.
shoves a giant basket of shoves a giant fruit basket into your arm, or whoever's willing to carry the giant fruit basket.
Melanie.
Mel is
shoves-
able to heft this.
Melody, there is a giant fruit basket shoved into your arms.
This is your duty as knight.
Oh,
I'm just
God.
imagining, you know how like when you're at the movie theater and you've got a really big thing of popcorn
Mm-hmm.
and you're
Mhm.
holding it with two hands, so you just like lean your face down and like poke a piece of popcorn with your tongue and pick it up and like eat it that way.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just imagining she's like gently eating grapes that way right now.
Okay.
Mm.
Yeah, but Michelle says, for you, kind of like looks as you're munching on your grape, Melanie. For your friends!
Thank you for the fruit. It's really good.
I know how tiring it can be to have a little one. Sometimes you just don't want to cook anything immediate or wait. Fruit does come in handy for that, I've noticed.
You must come visit us.
I will try. You know how it is, kind of like looking around.
Mm. Yes. Mm. Perhaps next time we'll visit you then,
Sounds good.
and I'll bring Trixie.
That sounds lovely. She gives you a kiss on both cheeks.
Yep.
Gives you a
Right.
hug. Right.
Yep.
It was lovely seeing and meeting you all again.
Mm-hmm.
Just a quick one-off. If anybody you don't know tries to ask you about this stuff, just don't meet with them and try to like be like, oh, I don't know anything, and I definitely don't live here anymore. Never talk to me again. I'm gone. Bye. Just run that out there.
Totally
You're probably not
normal.
going to get murdered, but just be safe.
A totally normal human response.
Yes. I mean, we wouldn't want a repeat of what happened to my father.
Yeah.
Mm.
Again.
Oh, yeah. Sorry to bring that up. That's
I trust you can take care of yourself and your family,
Yes.
Shelley, darling.
We'll be fine. Kind of just looks at Melanie.
And if you aren't, you know
Melanie
how to
is-
get in contact with us.
Melanie has taken like a large bite of something very juicy, but she has no hands to hold to like wipe her face off with. So she's just like chewing.
It's
and
one of
just
those.
like
It's one of those like. It's a really good. What is it like a Bosca pear? It's like the
Ooh.
green
Mhm,
ones.
mhm.
Yeah, you got a really good one.
but really good. It's so good.
Safe travels.
Tilda's just looking at it and thinking, that's not making it back to my keep ever. That's not making it back to the
It's
keep.
road. It's It. Oh my god. What am I thinking of?
snacks.
Travel snacks. Yeah, road trip snacks.
I
Yeah.
will
We'll say our
gently
goodbyes.
lift the basket toward Tilda. Like, would you like a bite of one of these items? There's some half-eaten grapes and a pear with a bite taken out of it. There's also some other fruit, I'm assuming.
Oh yeah,
but-
there's a lot. There's a ton. There's I would say there are there's probably like 30 pounds of fruit in that basket. It's a very large
Damn.
basket.
Good God.
It's a
That is a massive fruit basket.
It's a very large.
That's gonna
basket.
collect so many flies.
That would be worth at least. I'm gonna guess $150 from a catalog.
Yes.
Uh,
Oh, for sure.
Yes.
For sure. And there's also some bagged nuts in there as well.
Mm.
Are there any preserved meat and cheeses? How about some club crackers?
No. Those little raspberry-filled candies.
Oh yeah, the grandma candies.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Tilda will probably grab a uneaten pear, pull out a dagger that has, basically not been used in eons. Prestidigitate it real good, and then kind of slice into the pear and eat like like the genteel woman she is.
Nice. Okay. All right. So you say your goodbyes.
Mm-hmm.
I assume you are poofing to the
Yep.
Allards. Okay. You poof to the Allards.
Or
So,
as close as we can get.
what are we gonna? Am I gonna go in with this half-eaten basket of this basket of fruit with a bunch of
Half-eaten?
on top? Well, not
You
half-eaten,
ate-
but there's no. There's
You know how much fiber is in 30 pounds of fruit?
No. What I'm saying is there's a random half-eaten pear on top of this basket, and I'm just gonna carry it into the other house. Is that what I'm gonna do? I guess
Yes.
so.
Essentially, yes.
I
mean,
will.
That would be a
So
Melanie thing to do. So
Melanie will, in hopes of being more what's the word? Subtle. She will hork down the pear that she started to make sure that there's no half-eaten fruit visible
That's a real
on
subtle word
the
there.
basket. Yeah, it's going down real fast. It's
Roughly, that's what.
Oh my God.
It's a big fruit basket. But yeah, sure. You are just arriving as the guard is in front of the house is changing shifts. Yeah, they look like they're exchanging pleasantries with the previous shift, and then you go poof, and they're like,
What the fuck?
exactly? They're like, what the fuck? Weapons.
Good evening.
They have hands on weapons, but
Oh.
as soon as they notice you, they're just like, oh, Lady Matilda, we were told to expect you. Good evening. Would you like to... Looks at the person behind the fruit basket.
Would any of you care for some fruit?
Sure. Thank you. That's very kind. They grab an apple and another person grabs a plum.
I'm imagining that at least one of them is a little bit damp from pear juice.
a little sticky.
Tiny bit sticky. He begins rubbing it with the end of his tabard. Thank you. One of the guard, the one who took the apple, says, "This way, please," and they'll open the gate for you and lead you inside. The other guards inside the courtyard notice you approaching, so a few of them rush inside. And moments later, Duchess Magnolia is outside. Surprise, because you arrived so quickly. It's like, oh, Lady Matilda, it's good to see you. Sir Melanie?
Pleasure.
Miss
The one.
Raine? She remembers you.
Yeah.
So come in. Would you like anything to drink? I would offer you something to eat, but it looks like you already are.
Yes. Would you care for some fruit?
Oh, no.
For you, or for either any of your children or your husband?
For myself, no. We ate not too long ago. But thank you for the offer. She leads you into the foyer and to the sitting room. What can I help you with?
We were hoping to look at your Hall of Family Art.
Oh, of course.
In particular, anything you might, anything that might have to deal with the subject of a figure known as Sindor.
I see. Well, if you,
Can I do an insight check to see if she thinks I'm completely fucking crazy?
yeah, sure,
or-
you could do an insight check.
Insight check. 19.
She's more like surprised at the, oh, you're here. Oh, what? You have a basket of fruit. Oh, okay. Oh, Cinder. What?
Yeah.
She's more like, trying to like regain composure, not like questioning your like. Yeah, she's really caught off guard, and then the moment you say, "Oh, just anything related to Cinder," she's like, "What?" um.
It's rumored that your family is descended from them. Yes?
Yes. That is the rumor. Sure. I mean, I'm not exactly sure what exactly. We don't have any portraits of gods per se. But of Sinor, but you're more than welcome to take a look to see if you can find any clues yourself.
Wonderful.
Alright.
Thank you.
Do you want to put down the fruit basket in the sitting room while you go take a look?
Sure.
Okay. It'll be here when you get back. Don't worry. Smoliv.
Smoliv is the best Pokemon reveal from that trailer.
Yeah.
Fight me.
I'm afraid it's gonna follow the Bunsweet and the Badoo like line of evolutions. We're gonna get a two-legged biped sexy, I put in quotes, sexy third Evo by the end of
Oh
this.
no, we're definitely gonna get a bottle of olive oil.
Yeah, that we will. Definitely will.
I think it's just gonna literally be like a Klefki, but a bottle of olive oil.
That would make sense. I don't think they'd go with an olive. Do they? No, they don't put olives in barrels. Put olives in jars. Anyways, yeah. She leads you to the art gallery. Along the way, you do see the hallways you've passed with those impressive tapestries. Everybody roll perception checks as you are just like walking by. Okay.
Ugh.
Okay.
14.
Oh, I never opened up Roll20.
No,
Okay.
you didn't.
Melanie, you probably still have that half-eaten pear in your hand.
I do.
Eating it.
No, she horked it down, remember?
Oh yeah. Well, I got.
Hork.
No, she's still horking it.
I'm chewing on a strawberry.
Chewing on a strawberry.
Raine, you're pretty keen at like, oh, expensive, can definitely fit that in the bag of holding. Expensive, yep. Ooh, what's the thread count on that? So you're looking around, and then as you are like walking through the threshold from the tapestry hallway to their, to the private art gallery, there's something that catches your eye. One of the tapestries just before the art gallery has what looks like a brass dragon in the background. None of the other tapestries have this. When your gaze lingers on that tapestry a little bit longer, you do see there is a person wearing, very traditional wizard robes. Actually, two individuals that are wearing very traditional wizard robes. And a woman with a large black panther next to her.
Not the person I took the belt from?
Huh?
No. I'll point out, since they were distracted by fruit and various other things, I'll point it out over the brooch to my colleagues and partner. Just as I noticed it, the interesting bit of artwork with the dragon and those people that look important.
Yeah, you're saying a little brooch, so Duchess Magnolia doesn't hear anything. She's like, as you're going on in the hallway and the art gallery, she's like, well, that's a piece that's been in my family for generations. She's talking about like some statue in the corner, and
Right.
yeah.
Hold on a moment,
Mhm.
darling. I'll turn towards wherever Raine is. The piece that she's indicating. Magnolia, darling.
Mhm.
What about this one?
Oh, this one. One moment. She reaches into one of her pockets and takes out like some spectacles. Oh, this one. Oh, this one's been in the family for as long as I can remember. Not many of us know its origin. It's just to be honest, my brother almost spilled wine on this one time. But it's been
Was it
around.
on the wall at the time?
It was on the wall at the time.
He must have been recklessly waving his goblet about.
He was having a very animated conversation with one of our knights. Something about a sword fight. Yes, and luckily Mother noticed this immediately, and told him to calm thyself, and thankfully it has been unscathed. But I remember having this, and I think my mother and father had this, but
If I look closer, I mean, we only met one brass dragon. Does it happen to look like that one? I mean, probably not, but
roll a. How would you do this? Roll a nature check for me.
I think the phrase is, "How do you want to do this?" But I'll
Whoa.
take it.
Actually, the tapestry is a mimic.
well, we'll lucky that just in case. Come on,
Can't help you with my portent rolls either. Because my
14.
portent rolls are 2 right now.
You fought a lot of dragons in your time, right? So many dragons that you don't think they're as rare as people think they are. Apparently, there are dragons everywhere and under your noses, and you don't know.
Made of crazy shit, like coins.
It's definitely not. It's definitely not Thane. However,
Is it his cousin?
however, when you take a look at the crest of the brass, you do notice that it is different than Thane. Possibly because brass dragons aren't your wheelhouse, but other dragons might be.
What?
I'm getting to a point here. This possibly could be it's definitely it's definitely an older brass dragon, possibly ancient, but the crest is a little different. Possibly some kind of like sexual dimorphism within the species. Maybe males and females look a little bit different. But you're not 100% sure. It's possible it's a female brass.
And you said there's 2 people in wizard's robes who both look human, presumably?
They look human, yes.
Okay. And there was one person with a panther beside them?
Yeah.
This-
A woman with a panther.
Okay. And this woman also looks human, or?
She appears to be human as well.
Sorry.
No, that's okay. Unfortunately, I can't really tell you too much about this one. I thought maybe one of my probably great grandparents probably bought it. Maybe they thought it looked nice. I never knew the story behind it.
And just quick question to the DM.
Mm-hmm.
The Allard family is Magnolia's family, not Hamilton's, presumably. Right, that's her husband's name.
When you think on it, it was Magnolia's line.
Right,
Yeah,
okay.
So Hamilton did marry in.
Mm-hmm. Can I, in the tapestry, is there any indication of holy, or not holy, of like arcane relics that the focuses, that's the word I'm looking for. Any arcane focuses that the wizard robed people are using?
Yeah. Sure.
Or maybe even any relic, like god, like what we use, god relics. I'm not sure what they're called.
That's essentially what I'm getting at. Yeah.
Gotcha.
Are there I guess for any of the figures in the tapestry, are they using any particular weapon? Are they depicted with any particular weapons or arcane focuses, or should I say foci, or anything like that?
Yeah, sure. The one one of the wizard folk is using quite an very impressive staff. It looks like it is like the end of it looks like a waning moon. But the center, like next to the waning moon, where the shaft and the shaft goes down, at the top, it looks like there are a number of like gears, kind of almost looking like a clock of sorts. Like if you were to disassemble a clock, that's what it looks like from the inside. The other individual looks like he is using a book that is that looks kind of familiar.
I'm sorry, a book that looks familiar?
Uh-huh. And upon closer inspection, you realize where you've seen this book before.
Please don't tell me it's one book. Please don't tell me it's an old one book.
This book is the Book of Ioun.
Oh, okay. Whew.
I was hoping that it was the book that
it is the Book of the Dead.
Tilda was so upset when she took the book from like session 4 or whatever that was.
That is the book. Yes?
No, that was
No?
not the book. It was another book.
Okay. Of Iyun? Okay, I don't have a Book of Iyun in my notes, but I vaguely. Oh, Book of Rituals of Mending. That's.
Who do we know that?
Wow.
Didn't somebody during the tournament use the Book of Iyun?
No.
Wasn't it the? Oh, okay. I thought it was the Genasi.
No, I think if I'm remembering correctly, and this may be like way off. So I know you had a cleric of Iyun in your other party DM,
Yeah, his name was Kasov.
Kasov, right? And didn't he have a Book of Iyun?
He
What
was
the Book of Iyun?
Hold on.
I will say, I have the Book of Rituals of Mending, which was the book that was stolen, and a description: purple leather covered book with a symbol of Iyun, eye with staff. So just saying. Also, dear God, we've been playing for nearly 7 years, guys.
Yeah.
Too many early game callbacks
Yeah.
these past couple sessions, man. I don't know
Yeah.
how you expect us to remember this shit, Darren.
I mean, it's good because I was taking much better notes.
I'm trying to remember other things.
Mhm.
This was back at session 74, I believe.
Okay.
Give
Keep
me a
going.
sec-
Lord.
give me a second.
It's like, yes,
Here.
and
Let me just count. 1, 2, 3, 4.
I can't remember when I stopped taking notes.
I still try to take notes. I write down what I think is really important and that I need to remember. That has become less and less as we've gone along.
Anyways, all you remember about Kasov was he told you that when you had
Yeah, because we've met him
you've met
in this
him.
campaign.
And I believe Malbert might have said it's with the Church of Iyun right now.
Okay, fair enough.
You do not see any weapon or any like amulet or anything associated with the dragon. And for Maliki, you see that she carries around a pair of twin blades. Both of them emitting some kind of like a green, like in the tapestry. It looks like it's hard to like pinpoint it, but it looks like the person who was weaving the tapestry was attempting to weave it in a way where the blades have like a green edge to them. So maybe a poison, maybe it gave off that kind of sheen, that kind of thing.
Okay, so I'll be honest, I wasn't sure which one was Maliki, or I knew Sindor when you described the clock staff thing. So that means that was it Crassus is the one with the Book of Iyun.
I'm seeing a mention from Eagle Eye on Iyun's book, because we asked her about other relics that she knew about. And she knew about Bahamut's Fang, Iyun's book, and Melora's Talon.
Interesting.
Eagle Eye gave Raine the relic. Speaking of relics, they asked the ranger about the others. Ixen had Iyun's.
Yeah.
Skellish had Bahamut's,
Fang.
and
yeah.
her best friend Lek had Melora's.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so Ixen has Ioun's book.
Ixen.
Yeah.
Okay.
Ixen and Lek had died, and Skellish was the current leader of the Platinum Covenant.
Got it.
I'm looking at your session notes, Darren. This is from 131.
Okay, good to know. Good to know. Does the tapestry depict anything else, or is it like just the heroes standing there? Is there any sort of indication of what they're up against or what they're doing? Like, are they in,
Yeah.
a
The
tavern?
background is they are in a forested area. There are like some bodies that are strewn around. Looks like they just finished off a large battle with a large group of people. The people who are deceased do appear to be human.
Okay. Interesting. I think Magnolia, darling. Thank you for your hospitality. I think we've got everything we need.
Okay.
What we need to do is we need to look at the back of the tapestry, make sure there's not like a hidden message, like, National Treasure style.
Does Melanie say that?
No.
Because it's a good idea
That
I didn't think of.
Sure. Melanie will say, is there anything on the back of this? Just out of curiosity.
Oh. Huh. Actually, there is. She goes over. She very like gingerly like flips the tapestry over, and you can tell like this thing is very old. So she's being very careful with it. On the back of the tapestry, there looks like there is a very strange looking what you can only describe as like some kind of like very very large creature that looks like it's been felled. There are golden chains wrapped around it, and it depicts the three people you see on the front, but there is a fourth person now. There is a woman with golden hair, and she has a she is in silver armor, but this time she is carrying a sword and a shield. The sword looking like a tooth.
Was it Bahamut's Fang or something?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And Melora's Talon was the other one. Apparently looked like a staff. I do remember that.
You do remember the drugs do change.
Right.
To suit
Yeah.
the
Yeah.
needs. The most drastic one being Melanie's so far.
Yeah, so far. It a hammer. Nope, now it a sword. What a remarkable piece of craftsmanship. Is there any indication of the creator?
There is no, unfortunately, there is no mark. There is no like embroidered mark or anything of the like, as far as I could tell.
Unusual. This was a good idea, Melanie. But I do think now, unless either of you have anything you wish to ask of our host, I believe we're done.
Sure.
Raine?
No, nothing else.
Very well. Then thank you very much. Magnolia, darling.
Yeah,
And,
I hope this was some help at least.
more than you could know. Please give our best to your husband, and give special greetings to Galloway.
Of course, of course.
And we will see ourselves out if you would care to stay here, or
Oh, at least let me walk you back to the sitting room so you can pick up your fruit basket.
Of course.
She'll walk out with you guys. Thank you. Telling you, let her know if you need anything else. If you wanted to take a 2nd or 3rd look around, you're more than welcome to visit anytime.
Thank you, darling. Your hospitality is as legendary as always. Yeah, we pick up the fruit, and I try once more to try to convince her, like, you sure you don't want to take anything? This is more fruit than Theodric and I will be able to eat.
She will take a papaya.
Okay,
oh, wow, a papaya.
Papaya. Look, I'll take anything, any little bit.
It's the bigger of the fruits here in the selection.
Yep. Fair enough. And we'll head out.
Okay. Back to Rosewater.
Yeah.
Okay. Sounds
Unless
good.
you guys, like I said, have anything you want to do or say or.
Not that I can think of.
Okay. KK? No?
Sorry. No, nothing else. I don't think. Just distracted over here. Sorry.
No problem.
Fine. We understand puppies are more important than the game you've been playing in for 6 years. Nearly 7.
Yeah, and you get back to the keep.
Yep. So there was some I think will at least Tilda will inform the others about what they found there. The message that Maliki gave us, which I am blanking on right now. I should have written it down, but then again, I am not great at writing down stuff when needs to be word for word. So I know it was something about. I know Sindor used time magic in some capacity.
Yes.
Beyond that, I can't remember anything. My brain is just,
So it looks like, I mean, I think we've probably got all the information that we can probably get from
Yeah.
the families. But it's helpful to know that it looks like they kind of like played up their strengths and all that good stuff. So I mean, that's clues, at least.
It is interesting that Crassus was using the Book of Ioun when Crassus is now. What's Crassus's like? They're kind of a. If there's a cult of them,
Cult of Blood.
of blood, yeah. Cool. Okay, so it's a bit, dare I say, crass. Bit more crass than I was expecting for somebody who, than you would expect for somebody who bore the tome of Ioun.
It's possible that they weren't a good fit. They might have been making it work. You know, it's sort of like, you know, what's his face using the relic of Bane.
Yes,
Though,
Noah?
yes,
Noah, yeah.
yes. Who, I mean, sure, he seems like a huge douche, but you know, he doesn't seem super Baney all the time. So, you know, people might sort of pick up relics that maybe aren't completely suited to them and just kind of make it work if they need to. As a suggestion, I could be completely off. Maybe he just got real weird in his old age.
Perhaps. But it's something to think about. I suppose if we're going to be thinking about our strengths in terms of putting these old ones away, that is something that we should all be discussing and figuring out then.
Sure.
I would like to remind you, just a little tidbit that what you do know about Crassus. This is what a long time ago, around the same time of Session 77. When you guys researched the Eye of Crassus, it was, and I quote, it was Crassus that murdered the goddess Temera, his fellow Einfellow comrade, in order to ascend and become the Avatar of Blood.
Okay. Yep. Still, seems weird that Ioun would.
People can become evil.
Yeah, it sounds like a situation maybe hubris.
Also, Ioun is, as far as I remember, a true neutral goddess. You know. Could be that she also might not have cared.
No, there's a whole, the knowledge is power and power corrupts saying.
Mm-hmm.
It could be he started out fine, and then the more knowledge he acquired, the more off the rails he became.
And you know what they say, with great power comes great responsibility.
Which is why you then take on a cult. Because it's like having 100 children.
Or you make a monastery.
Yeah. Which is also like having 100 children.
Mm-hmm.
Or you create an orphan ward in a hospice home.
All of these are valid. Cults are obviously the best choice. Who knows, one day I might lead my own. The Cult of Zaitari. I wonder what I'll become the avatar of.
So, what are you guys going to do now?
Long rest so I can get my spell slots back, please.
Okay. Anybody
I
doing
have spent all of them doing sendings again.
Does anybody want to do anything while you guys rest for 8 hours? No, any very, very light activities? Besides passing fruit around.
Yeah.
How far out are Belzor and Lynn?
They're on a different continent.
They're currently in Robur. They went to go check out Godwin, and then they found out he was kidnapped.
Okay, but how many days out are they?
I mean, we have to go help them. So, or do you mean like us going to help them?
I'm trying to, because Aoife wants to keep pursuing the key stuff, and if she's the only monk, it's a little hard to do that. And Shaddoc's already left, so I can't start training her to be a monk yet.
Yep.
Yeah, so I think in the morning after this long rest we'll be going to Robur to talk with Belzor and Lynn and help them track down
Take a look at the map.
this Godwin guy.
Map.
Gotcha. Okay.
Map.
So,
What the heck is the map?
They're 8
Are there
hours out
any?
and
Are
change,
there-
including the time we have to travel to get to them.
Are there any members of staff who would be willing to let me experiment on them key-wise?
Oh, whoa. That's
That I don't know.
Roll a persuasion check.
That is something you'd have to ask
man.
them.
Yeah.
Key is a very personal thing.
Oh, no.
Oof.
It sounds very invasive, and most of them don't want to take part.
Fair. Very fair.
Maybe that's how you should have pronounced your name. I know it's supposed to be pronounced Aoife, but maybe you just should have been oof.
Oof. Oof. Anyways, I was gonna ask the mountains that they're at, that Lynn and Belzor are at. Is there any town close by that I would have been to that I can use as a teleport?
There
point?
are probably a variety of towns. Let me go take a look. See. Yoink. You can go to. Let's see. You can go to Malat, which is like in the center, like right dead set in the center of the border of Darryl and Robur, and you'll be close to the mountains there. You can also go to, if you want something a little south.
Would Belzor and Lynn have told us where to meet them? If not, I will send a sending before I sleep. Probably, I think that is like my last spell slot that I could possibly use for that.
If you do that, they will tell you to meet you at. Give me a second. Going through towns. That's too far. Fuck, what was that town's name?
Couldn't tell you.
You could go to Tamaran. which is where the Temple of Scarlet Water is.
Okay, great. We'll go there and just not go into the town.
Okay.
Say
Sounds-
no, 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 no.
Sounds good. Yeah, they'll tell you to meet you. They'll meet you guys around there.
Okay.
All right. Cool. Cool.
Wait, I'm sorry. Where around the Temple of Scarlet Water?
No, around Tamaran.
Around Tamaran.
Yeah.
Tamarin. Okay.
To be fair, the Temple of Scarlet Water is like a day out from there, so.
So yes, that Jesus Christ. Oh man.
Hey, I've been there. I'll be able to safely teleport us, so.
Not if it's on fire.
And well, there is that.
I'll do, outside of the town.
Okay, sounds good. Yeah, they'll just tell you there's a cluster of rocks in that area. Describes what the rock formation looks like. We'll be camping out there once you arrive.
Okay.
All right. Cool. Anybody else want to do anything before you leave for Robert?
No.
Okay. Sounds good. The next day, you guys teleport to outside of Tamaran. Very close by where you teleport. You spot the rock formation. Sorry, French fry is about to stir up trouble. He is in the cat tree where Liamar is, and now they are fighting for the sleeping spot.
Yeah,
Mm.
gotta fight for the highest spot.
Mm-hmm. It's not even the highest spot. And neither of them are budging.
Of course.
Just the best spot.
Okay, French fry has won. No, French fry, stop! Thankfully, nothing was corrupted. Alright, you guys go to Tamarin. You see the rock formation. It's Belzor and Lynn who have pitched a tent waiting for you guys. They notice you guys. They wave you guys over. You notice that they are not alone. They have with them somebody that is gagged and blindfolded.
Excuse me?
As we walk up, I'll be like, so who's our new friend?
Lynn will walk up and say, "Our new friend was attempting to follow me and Belzor after we questioned about Godwin's whereabouts at the academy."
Hmm.
And
see.
that's how, and she gives him a pat on the head, and that's how we knew where the secret hideout was.
Awesome.
Mm-hmm.
And where is this hideout exactly? If you say it's the Temple of Scarlet Water, I think we're all going to start collectively screaming.
No, it's not. What's the Temple of Scarlet Water?
Don't worry about
Don't
it.
worry about it.
Okay. No, it's about 10 miles over that way. And apparently, oh, what did you say? Right. Apparently, he says Crossus is there. And you see Lynn kind of like, whatever. Has like a whatever look on her face, like thinking like it's not too hard to like decipher. She thinks this guy is batshit crazy.
Mm-hmm.
It's hard to tell the expression on his face because he's gagged and blindfolded, and he looks like really like he looks like he's been like beaten up possibly for information, probably.
Do you mind if I ask him? I have at least one question. I don't know about the rest of us. We have any other questions? but-
Sure. No problem. She kind of just like shoves him in your direction. He kind of like falls on his knees and on the sandy rock. There's a muffled oh. Would you like me to ungag him?
Yes, please.
Okay. And gags. Right. He doesn't say anything. She kind of like motions to you. All right, he's all yours.
Hello. What do you mean by Crassus is there? As in your hideout.
He begins to shout that Crassus will be returned to his former glory. But his Crassus is currently there. In so many words.
So he's not himself fully, but his, we'll say, spirit is there?
No, he's our master is physically there. We just have to provide him with a new vessel in order for him to reach his full potential.
Ah, I see. And what do you intend this vessel to be?
He does not say another word.
Oh, come on now. What do you have to lose? I mean, just tell us. We're going there anyways. We'll find out. Why not just get it over with? Can I roll a persuasion check?
Yeah, roll a persuasion check.
Oh, wait a second. Before you do.
Oh, Port and Rose.
Do you want a 19 or would you prefer to roll?
I'm gonna say I think I'm probably good because I have a plus insanity. I have a plus 17.
Okay.
So.
Okay.
Oh, I rolled that to the GM.
I saw it's
a 30.
It's a 30.
Jesus.
He
Nice.
Seeing that his he kind of starts like he starts yelling that, you know, our leader will soon be the vessel of his new coming, etc., etc., etc. More culty bullshit insert here. With the eye that he had stolen from the researcher, he will be able to ascend to his full form.
Gotcha.
The eye? Like you took somebody's eyeball, really?
Mm-hmm.
It's real random.
Alright, well, we need to go nip this in the bud, so why don't we get going? You can gag him again, I'm done.
Okay.
Thank you for your information. Very helpful.
He will
I'll give him a little head pat as he's getting regagged.
Yeah, he starts to he will rain fire and blood, and you see Lynn just like shut the fuck up.
Yeah.
Belzar, do you want to carry him this time? And Belzar's like, okay. Tosses him over his shoulder.
Which must be uncomfortable.
Yeah,
if he's a human.
Yeah, his feet are like dragging on the floor, but Lynn doesn't seem to fucking care.
Well, no. I wouldn't expect her to.
Is there a reason why we're taking him with us?
I don't know. I mean, Belzar doesn't want to kill him. And like you see Belzar like we'll bring him to the proper authorities afterwards.
Agreed.
He's already tried to, like, you know, he was already spying on us. He already admit to being a part of a murderous cult. We don't need to kill him. We don't need to.
Who's the proper authorities for cult members trying to bring about the end of the world?
Belzar says, well, the warlords are pretty strict on this kind of stuff, especially when, like, cults are involved. There's been a few in the past, so they take this kind of stuff seriously. Especially when they spout things about murder. Kind of like says to the guy on his shoulder.
I mean, in his defense, he was mostly talking about taking people's eyeballs, which is technically not murder, I guess.
Sorry, I forgot that I wasn't muted. Everybody just hears the full force of my sneeze.
Oh, it
I
didn't.
didn't hear anything.
Nah,
Pick it
I
up.
didn't hear
Oh, really?
anything.
Oh, shit. Never mind. I just did a self-report. Anyways.
Anyways, well, listen, we'll tie him up real good. He'll be fine. I'll just grab him on the way back to Fort Granite once we're done with this cult.
So, Belzer, I realize that's a lovely idea, but you do know that we're going to go into this cult headquarters and probably murder everybody inside, right?
This is different. This
I
would be
will-
murdering
I'm-
him in cold blood.
But yeah,
I'm
he's
siding with-
unarmed, so
Siding with Tilda on this. I mean,
Oh no, this is very true. I'm just making sure we're not having any issues with the fact that we're going to go in and probably kill a bunch of cultists.
oh, Liz says, "Oh no, I'm ready to fuck some cultists up. If they attack me, then I'm punching them in the face." Belzer's like, I will too, if they are armed and attacking us.
Well, technically, if they don't have arms. That would be very concerning.
Lynn
Get it?
laughs.
everybody has
As I
arms.
wiggle my arms.
Lynn laughs. Belzer's like, kind of like tries to suppress a smile, being like, but he ends up laughing anyways.
Oh, sure. Everyone laughs at that joke.
So while we're walking,
Mhm.
10 miles, Aoife, why don't you
And we would
share
walk
your
10
idea
more.
with
Uh,
our two masters here?
Yeah. And I'm gonna go ahead and explain it to them in much more technical,
Mhm.
like monk terms than I've been using with literally everyone else, because they actually understand it.
Yeah.
And then include the whole like taking it to this like transformation circle thing and transforming the different aspects of key into something else
Mhm.
instead of trying to kill or destroy it and doing that whole thing. Just walking them through it and then asking them if they've ever done any kind of like key extraction before, because that's what this is.
You see, they're really thinking about it. Belzer says, "Hi, we personally haven't done something. Well, I've closed gates before," says Belzer, and Lynn says, "I've disabled them before, but using them to do what you're saying, it's another kettle of fish. Doesn't sound impossible.
I just want to make sure we're not blinking out, existence by doing it.
Yeah.
'Cause that's what
As
happened
long
last time.
Yeah, as long as the lines stay intact, as long as you're not destroying them, says Belzer, I think it can be done. I mean,
I just don't know how to extract like a whole type, I've never done that.
we have a test subject right here, says Lynn, and Belzer's like, no.
If we can ask the warlords, maybe if they'd be willing to give them to us for that. If that is their judgment.
Yeah, Belzer looks uncomfortable, but Lynn's like, that's not a bad idea. Belzer's
I want to be able to test this stuff on somebody before we try and do a test, like a dry run on the old one.
Yeah,
I want to make sure it's gonna work. So I'm going to need a live test subject eventually.
Yeah, says Belzer.
And either it's going to be somebody who's going to be sentenced to death anyways, or it's going to have to be a volunteer, and I don't know who's going to volunteer for that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and Lynn says, and the penalty for this kind of thing, Belzer, is death anyways. And Belzer's like, yeah, damn it.
It's not nice, I know, but
no, it's not.
it could save literally everyone if it works. So
if Belzer's like, fine, if the warlords, if the court of the warlords sentenced him to death anyways, then fine.
They may not even give him to us for that. Like they may not grant that, but we can ask.
Yeah, I mean, Lynn says we do mention, gesturing to Belzor and herself, we do have leeway in this city, so they might, we've taken and relocated a fair number of orphans for the city, so they might grant us this request because we'd never asked for anything in return. So we might be able to use that leverage. Don't look at me like that, Belzer. I know I don't like this either. But you remember what happened when Blick was around? And Belzer's like, yeah.
Like, and I know you guys have like entire lifetimes in you on top of everything else, but I also need to point out that you're also like my age. I think we need to do some top-down reformatting in the monasteries because this seems to be a trend of teenagers getting this kind of shit dumped on them. And it seems to only happen at the monasteries. So once this is all done, I think we need to have a serious conversation about tradition.
I mean, our past lives have been like, the ages have been pretty to be fair, the previous lives have been fairly not random, but like some are younger, some are older, that kind of thing.
Yeah,
Tradition.
but this one, it happens to be when there's multiple old ones waking up.
Yeah, that's the thing.
So, I if this all goes well and we all survive,
fair.
We need to have a discussion on an infrastructural level.
Fair. That's not a bad idea, says Lynn. So you guys talk about and spitball and theorize about key manipulation. It's very clear when you guys are talking, you're gonna have to have quite a few more masters involved in this. This isn't like an entry level, like you can't train a bunch of people to be level 1 monks and expect that to work. This is gonna be some this is some grandmaster shit at this point, and you're gonna probably need a fair number of one, especially when Belzer tells you like the last old one they encountered was, and you had heard this before, city size.
Yeah,
at their apex.
And I don't know if you already have mechanics in mind, Darryl, but I've been thinking about it, and I've got a couple in mind too, for how it actually function mechanically in game.
Okay.
But I figured that's something maybe you and I can get together on at some point.
Yeah, we could talk. We could definitely talk about it.
Yeah.
Because I already I already written down for like if you guys decide to go to the entrapment route first, which is step 1 usually.
Yeah.
I already know how that's gonna work.
Yeah, I've got ideas, and none of them are particularly easy. So.
Yeah, but you guys talk while you walk your 10 miles. And eventually, you do reach a mountainside, where there is a very well hidden entrance. It's made to look like the natural cliffside, but there is an entryway that Belzor and Lynn points out. So, and from all you can tell, this is clearly a fire hazard hideout, because there seems to be only one known way in, according to your tied up friend. So what do you want to do?
Well, I think that it's time to go fuck shit up, yeah?
We're here to save the researcher so that he can give us more information, right? That is the
Well,
ultimate goal.
We also need to make sure they don't, murder other innocent people, and probably need to just go ahead and shut this shit down, but yeah, we need to save that guy too.
That would be a positive outcome, says Belzer, if we could save Godwin. If he's still alive. For as far as I know, according to him, points back to bound tied up cultists, he's alive still.
Hey, cultist weirdo. I'll go ahead and just yank the thing out of his mouth. Hey, did you have a reason for getting that specific person, or was it just oh, hey, he looks in the way, I'm gonna grab that dude?
We learned that he possessed the eye of Crassus that we needed.
Oh, okay, cool. Thanks. I'm just gonna shove the thing back in there. There's yeah. Get it deep get it deep. Oh yeah. I can't hear you. Okay.
What does the Eye of Crassus do? Or is it just an eye, like a fancy glass eye, and he needs it to complete his look?
Apparently, Belzer says when we asked him about that, he's like, well, it's given to the highest of the order, blah, blah, blah. I don't know. Apparently, it's a... For what I know about it, it seems symbolic, and he's going to use it to, ascend.
Wonderful.
So there is a doorway with a door in front of it. A very rocky looking door.
Assuming we all glance at Raine.
Check it for traps. That's all you guys really need me here for anyways.
I mean, it's handy.
This door appears to be trapped.
That's not surprising.
Yeah, that should have been about the same roll. So, I will attempt to untrap it.
Okay.
To 32.
You know, is that spelled right? Sometimes my brain's like, no, this word is spelled wrong, but it's spelled right.
I'm doubting it now too.
No, that's definitely spelled wrong.
It's okay.
I think the apostrophe's in the wrong spot.
Yeah, I think
Wait,
that's...
maybe it's not. I think it's just the font.
The font's definitely doing something weird, but I think the apostrophe's in the wrong spot.
Yeah.
The apostrophe is in the wrong spot. And if it's singular, it should be thief tools. But yeah, if it's plural, the apostrophe's in. And I'm really sorry, guys, but I'm fading fast. I gotta go to sleep.
We understand.
Okay. That is not a problem. We can end pretty soon anyways.
Okay.
All right.
Sorry.
So, you take a look at the door. I was like, okay. It's definitely trapped, for sure. If you try to enter without somebody letting you in, then something bad's gonna happen. So, right, I don't know how you wanna how you describe doing this. There is a combination lock system.
No, from my long history of playing video games, all you have to do is listen, and you just hear a little click, because that's how they work,
We all just take a seat and give Raine the 2.5 minutes necessary to break it.
Okay. So you sit there and you're like, okay, this combination. You've done this before, and you got a 32. So what the fuck? You successfully open the door. This. Hold on. This is what you see. So you see a set of stairs going down, into a room. Yeah. And there's a door at the end of the hallway. It looks like this place is damp, dark, not very dusty because it looks like it sees frequent use. There are statues lining the walls. Each statue has what is it called? A flail. And that is where we're going to end the game. Unless you want to check out that door at the end, Raine.
End the game forever.
Wow.
Wow.
Yeah, let's get rid of the door.
Okay.
Real quick. I guess technically it should be a perception. 25.
To look at the door or just to look around?
Yeah, just to look at the door.
Are you looking for traps or are you just looking at the door? Okay.
Just looking. Is it a push or a pull? You know.
Oh, right.
Most important question, you know.
Right. It looks like it's a looks like it's
A sliding could be either, you know.
It could be a sliding. It looks like you push in. However, you do notice something. This door has a peephole.
Why are there people on the door?
Yeah. Raine, with your keen 25 perception, there is somebody looking at you through the peephole.
Shoot them. Shoot them. Shoot them through the eye.
It's not the peephole is very small.
With her aim?
But I can see an eye, is what you can say.
Oh, yeah, you could see an eye. Do you meet their eye, or do you pretend to be looking elsewhere?
Come here. Approach.
The eye disappears.
That was a command.
Oh, command. Oh, hold on.
Oh.
What's the DC?
Oh, that's an excellent question. I don't think that's because it thinks I'm because it's calculating it off the so that's going to be a plus 17.
17. Okay. So the door will open.
Nice.
There is a row figure that starts going towards you. But you do hear there is shouting behind him.
Yeah, that's pretty fair.
Yeah, so we will start combat next session.
And then we started blasting.
Also, just want to point out that one of us crits on a 19 in here, and that person has sneak attack. So that portent is going to be really nice.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I crit on a 18.
True, but I
crit
mean, yeah. I don't think anybody else crits on a 19, so
Nope.
the fact that you crit on an 18 is just cake. Just bonus.
Yeah, it's bonus.
Okay, we will be able to start combat next session. Thank you guys for coming. You can go to sleep now, Ro?